Texas senators are looking into ways to make it easier for disruptive students to be removed from the classroom. Thanks for joining us. I'm Daniel Marin.
And I'm Jennifer Sanders. Some new proposed legislation would allow students to be expelled to juvenile detention centers, charged with misdemeanors and more.
Our Jayla Washington was listening in on that conversation today. So Jayla, how did this come about and what's been the reaction to all of this?
Well, Texas education data shows that there has been an increase in school employees who have been assaulted by students. We are talking about thousands of educators who are impacted here. And that is what really prompted some of that specific legislation that we heard senators talking about today. There are a series of student discipline bills that were presented in a hearing, and things got tense.
When my niece, who is a teacher, had broken ribs and was assaulted by a student in her classroom.
And that's a different deal.
It's not a different deal.
Well, it's a different.
It's absolutely to the heart of what I'm talking about.
Senator West.
Need someone to get
a heated back and forth between Dallas Senator Royce West and Southeast Texas Senator Brandon Creighton.
If someone
Let's don't talk over each other.
I'm against this bill.
West not holding back on his thoughts about Senate Bill 1924, which Creighton wrote.
Under this bill, students can be cited for a Class C misdemeanor if their actions are disruptive, dangerous, or otherwise meet the criteria outlined in current statute.
This was status quo for Texas before a change in 2013. The bill would also allow districts to recommend criminal charges if students are considered dangerous or assault a teacher.
Let's make certain we don't make the mistakes of the past. There were instances where kids were being arrested in front of their classmates.
Four other student discipline bills also in talks at the Capitol Tuesday, authored by Lubbock Senator Charles Perry. They have to do with how student discipline is addressed in schools across the state, giving teachers more flexibility without consequences to remove disruptive students from their classes at their own discretion. And in all cases of assault, requiring kids to go to alternative schools and juvenile detention centers.
Teachers shouldn't be in a war zone.
Local ISDs need to have flexibility to make disciplinary decisions.
Some argue, though, the sets of bills go too far.
It removes those proportionality requirements, the severity requirements, so that a teacher can just remove the kids for just being disruptive. What does that mean? We don't know.
Now, some other concerns raised with this legislation: disruptive behavior not being clearly defined in some of the bills, making it harder for students and even parents to give their side of a story if there is a situation where students are removed from class. And there is national data that shows racial disparities when it comes to school discipline. Black and brown students disproportionately impacted. Jennifer, Daniel, back to you.
All right, Jayla, thank you so much.